Lights up.
This
Cue camera 2 and go.
Go
Hot with mics.
Rejected Radio. Unfiltered, uncensored, and unedited. Check out Rejected on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube by searching Rejected Radio.
Cue the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rejected Radio starts now.
Wait, there we are. Hey, indeed it does. Rejected Radio on air and in your hearts. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I am Sting, of course. Joining me, as you will see each and every week, to my immediate right is the one and only Sammy Tinker, also known as Stinker. Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can find her there.
Yeah,
Can you?
Either one. But you can't find me under Stinker, though.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll make some adjustments. How are you? Everything good?
Pretty good.
Good week?
Long weekend, but other than that.
Of course. Goes without saying, it has been a ridiculously long week. I hate everything, but, we'll move forward.
Well, everything except us, right?
No, actually, you know what? We have had by the way, thank you to everybody. We have had such an unbelievable outreach over the past week regarding Rejected coming back. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Hats off.
Hey.
Thank you so much. It has been fantastic. Literally one of the most watched shows we've ever had. It was last week, our comeback, and after being 2 years off the air and coming back to the warm welcome that you guys gave us, I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate it, and I can't tell you how much the curmudgeon on my left appreciates it. Dennis is back, everybody. Yes. Good God, looks like he just got out of a jail cell. This is fantastic.
To the show. And I'd like to say something.
Okay.
Anybody that likes all that Jimmy, late night show and Jerry Springer,
Okay.
hey, this show's better. We got Sting Weber up
Hello,
here.
yes, hi.
It's going to
That's me.
be better.
It's going to be better than
It's
what?
going to be better than... Really? It's going to be better.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know what the hell you're saying, but I appreciate that. How many have you had so far? My God, Dennis. You drink beer like it's spring water. You got a fucking problem. I'm not going to lie.
About 30.
That makes sense.
Can I throw out a random thought here?
Yes,
when
please
he just said Jerry Springer, what's really funny? I just happened to see a new show on TV.
Judge Jerry.
Judge Jerry.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh, really?
When does he get to pass judgment on everybody?
Apparently when a talk show doesn't work out, you can always fall back on being a judge.
Hey,
yeah,
and somehow
apparently
that fucking
so.
works.
You can.
That show
It's
was
so
really
funny.
good. But I need to
The
look
Did you
Jerry
say it's
Springer
really
show was
good?
phenomenal.
Huh?
The Jerry Springer show?
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
It was awesome.
That's where I first learned what a tranny was.
Yeah.
What?
You're right.
I'm just saying. It's like...
I'm pretty sure when I was little, I saw an episode where one of my mom's friends were on there.
Really? Your
Yeah.
mom's friend was on Jerry Springer?
Yeah, I think this is about 25 years ago.
What were they doing?
I don't remember what the episode
Please
was
tell me your
about.
mom was on the show, too.
No, I was
Damn it.
watching it with my mom.
Oh,
But,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I was excited because I was like, oh, I know that person.
All right, so let's get into things this week. This guy sounds like an awful Uber driver to get, but all things considered, I'm pretty sure I've probably had worse at one point in time. 48-year-old dude named Elliot. He's in West Haven, Connecticut. He's an Uber driver, and last week he took a break from driving passengers and pulled over for a nice long break, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. He was there long enough that someone called the cops to report a suspicious vehicle. So when they went to check it out, they found he was there, windows fogged up, inside the car with a case of beer and his pants down. I didn't know you started driving for Uber, Dennis. I had no idea.
I didn't know I told anybody.
My God.
I can't believe you're putting this out there for everybody
I'm
to hear.
sorry. When they asked him to get out of his car, he reached into his pants. They thought he was going for a gun, but it was a sex toy. Hey,
Oh, wow.
When they asked him to recite the alphabet, he started at D and ended with K. Again, Dennis, I didn't know you drove for Uber. That's incredible.
Well, I was trying to keep it hid.
But nonetheless, he was arrested for DUI. Uber hasn't commented yet on whether he's going to be able to drive for him or not. So first of all, it doesn't specify the sex toy, but I can only imagine there was a weenie in his butt. And
Well, what's really interesting about that
What's
is
that?
that
You've
even
been
though
there?
he even though he was alone, he still needed that case of beer.
Of course he did. And arrested. So a field sobriety test, and I've never had somebody just like I've never been through a field sobriety test, by the way. which is surprising. I know, knock on wood.
Yes, it is.
But I've never been through one, and like Fordo cops are watching right now going, you son of a bitch, you're off at 10. But no, I've never been through one. But I thought they made you recite the alphabet backwards. Is that not the field sobriety test, or is it like
no, I don't
one
think
or
they
the
do that
other?
anymore.
No, that's
There's a couple of experts in the room right now, and we could ask, but I feel like that's probably best that
Well,
we don't.
you're one.
Yeah,
of
we should probably not ask.
Probably not. But I always thought but either way, you started with D, so no matter how you have to recite it, it's fucking wrong every way around. Anyway,
Who memorizes it backwards?
I don't know. I can do like what ZYXWVUT SRQ.
Oh, you got me.
That's as far as I can go, and then I have to think.
I
Wait.
can't do it.
Can you
You
do
said
it?
SRQ, P,
O.
O,
And
N, M, L,
we
K,
forgot. Did I do Q? You did Q. Did I do Q?
You did Q.
Oh, okay.
And then I continued from there.
Whatever. The point is,
Whatever.
I'm in handcuffs at this point. It doesn't matter. End of the day, I'm in cuffs, and we're all just fucked.
Cheers was filmed before a live studio audience. But this wasn't. This is Rejected Radio.
So, were you a typical teenager or a late bloomer? And I can't ask you this question because I know the answer.
You do.
You bloomed very late.
Very late.
And thanks to surgery, you bloomed a little later too.
Oh,
but-
I was thinking my height. But
Oh,
whatever.
I'm sorry. I look up and I see your husband just laughing his ass off. No, I'm talking about the milestones in life. Milestones in life, Dennis, and I want your input on this too. So, over 200,000
Are
people.
you sure?
I don't know. Over 200,000 people took an online poll that asked about different milestones a lot of us hit in our teenage years, and here are the 6 big early life moments and when they happen. So, your first kiss. When was your first kiss, Dennis? Your mom does not count in this equation.
Oh, man.
4th grade.
So, how old were you?
I don't know.
Dinosaurs
4th grade.
still roam the earth. Cars had square wheels.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. What about you?
Oh, I was say, what about you?
I'll get
I
there.
was 15.
15. Mm-hmm. And you were in 4th grade?
Well, now.
So what? You start kindergarten in 5th, right? So
Well,
we're
it
going
was
up,
a little
so
kiss with a little,
little what? 4th grade. I can
Girlfriend.
only imagine what's little.
like it was Valentine's and stuff. Now, if we're talking, no, I was 15 like she was.
So the
The
first
real
kiss.
kiss.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
of course.
real kiss. Yeah,
15.
15.
So we all actually kind of fall right into the normal demographic. The top answer between 14 and 17 years old. Mine was 15, I believe. I think that's right.
You're
15.
a kid.
No.
And you got 4 kids?
Well,
Damn it, you're a stud.
that was before I realized I had Michael Phelps in my pants. Anyway, less than 1%. Less than 1% of people said they were over 25 years old, and most people said their first relationship was also as a teenager, which that makes sense. Your first job.
Actually, before my first kiss.
Okay.
At the junior high school, they asked for somebody to help in the gym and straighten up stuff. And
Did they pay you for it?
Yes, I actually.
Or was it
that's
like
my
Saturday
first
school?
Paycheck. And I've got it in a frame and on my wall.
You
Nice.
framed your first paycheck from your damn middle school?
I've actually got the first. Well, it may not have been the first dollar bill, but when I got my check cashed, I got a dollar bill. I asked for it, and I put that dollar bill up as my first dollar bill made.
I can
Phenomenal.
understand that. I mean, that's exciting. You know, when you finally work on your own and get your first paycheck. Yeah.
Sure. So when was your
Sure.
first job?
17.
What?
I wasn't allowed to have a job.
I don't even
and
remember your first job. What'd you do?
Pizza Hut.
I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
Right across the street from school.
Yep. Yep.
Wait,
Yep.
was it
I do
in
remember
Fort
that.
O? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. And you know what's funny is that we just got Pizza Hut today. I went in to pick it up, and I was just looking around. I was like, man, it's so different. Last time I worked here was like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And the guy was like, oh, do you know this person? Because they've been here for like 17 years. And I was like, no.
No fucking clue who they
I don't
are.
remember who that person is.
I've forgotten everybody that works here, which is a lot like my first job. 16 years old, started as a cashier at a Walmart. What the fuck? It was the drizzling shits, but it paid pretty good. So whatever. Anyway, moving forward. Again, 14 to 17 was number one answer. 18 to 21 was next. So you actually fall into the normal people.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Really?
Only 4% of people were older than that when they started working their first job. Your first cell phone. I know Dennis was like 48.
Hell, they didn't have damn cell phones when I was young.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But I remember my first phone was like, and maybe intern Ethan, by the way, is here. I didn't introduce him at the beginning of the show. But he's,
Oh,
you
poor
asshole.
intern
Hello, Ethan.
Whatever.
And you might be too young to remember this, intern Ethan, but my first
Not
cell
true.
phone was like the Nokia brick. It was like this big.
The one with the antenna or without?
It didn't have the extendable antenna, no, but it was like this big. And
Flip phone?
no, it didn't flip. It was just a block, but there was Snake on it.
I had the
Do you
same
remember
one.
Snake?
Yeah,
Yes.
we had the same one.
Yes, I love that game.
Well, again, you're just disqualified from this entire.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I get it.
But my first cell phone, I think I was either 12 or 13 when I got it. I still remember that number, and you can call it. I don't know who has it now, but it's 423-320-7979. That was my number. So everybody call that number, 423-320-7979, and piss that person off.
I can't believe you still
Tell
remember
them Sting
that.
sent you. That was my first number. Of course I remember it.
True.
How
I
old
don't
were you
remember.
when you got your first cell phone?
16.
Okay, so yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was
And I
Average
understand it
age.
because you were like never mind. Do they watch the show?
No, they don't have Facebook.
Okay, good. They were like fucking
Oh,
Nazis with
My
you.
my cousin
Wait,
is definitely
Anna,
watching
don't-
though.
Anna,
Anna's definitely
don't-
watching. She already told me that my forehead was really big.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to call it your five head, but it's there.
Hey, that's I got bangs.
Wait a minute now. She says she was 16. How long ago was that? Like 2 years ago? 3?
16 was 15
God, I hope
years
she's
ago.
at least 18. For fuck's sake, she shouldn't be on this show. Anyway, top answer was between 10 and 13 years old. Second most popular was 14 to 17. So you win, Sammy, a little bit.
Thank you.
First time you drove a car, Dennis, what, were you 5? Hanging out in Pampers?
Let me think. Let's see. It was
Oh, dear Jesus.
1967. I was, I was really young.
You want me to do the math
And
for
so
you?
now, I
And
grew
take away
up.
the 3 divided by 4. What?
I grew up when you could drive straight shifts. There wasn't no.
You can
Like,
still
oh,
drive
my-
straight shifts.
Well, yeah. But
Oh,
anyway,
I thought you meant legalities.
when my
I was like,
feet would touch the pedals and I could shift, I think I might have been 12 when I used to drive my dad's truck.
Okay, fair. I used to drive like super young. Again, when your feet could touch the pedals, and I remember this, my great grandmother's house. We used to drive around the backyard because she had like this huge ass yard, and I used to just do loops. So yeah, I was like super young. What about you?
You know, same age.
Yeah,
Can
right.
she,
16.
can she reach the pedals yet?
I didn't even get my learners until I was at least 16.
No, I remember actually having to strap blocks onto the bottom of Sammy's feet for her to be able to reach the pedals in her car.
Okay, look, I wasn't a Honda.
Really?
Those
You-
are like meant for Asian people.
That is true.
As far
Yeah.
as I know, you've been
But you
telling me
can't
to,
you can't be so racist about that. You know how many Mexicans you can fit in a Honda? It's incredible. So
You know, what's really funny is that you remember my first car?
yes,
When
do.
I got my
do.
first car, like the Fast and the Furious just came out,
right?
so I
That is
completely
true.
fell into that whole stereotype.
Yeah, that's straight. But you didn't have a Mitsubishi Spider. Which
You're
back
right.
then,
I did not
oh
have a
my God,
Spider.
the
I wanted
Eclipse
a
Spiders,
Spider.
For fuck's sake, if I saw one of those cars, I saw 18 of those cars.
Oh yeah, that was like
In
the
our
car.
parking lot at the high school, because it was like the coolest thing to have. My first car was a 1986 Volkswagen bus. It looked like the fucking Scooby-Doo mystery machine, and it was the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, I
Well-
remember I never wanted to ride in it.
I remember that. But everybody knew that I was rolling in. It had orange shag carpet on the inside because I put it there.
Actually, that would have been the vehicle I would have liked.
It was pretty awesome. And we had a bobblehead Jesus on the dashboard. Really? And what's hilarious, do you remember Bobble Jesus? You do.
remember Bobble Jesus.
So I had Bobble Jesus on the dash, and somebody bought me a replica of my van, like a die-cast like model car or whatever, and I sat it on the dash too. And one day it was really hot, and apparently the Velcro that was holding it still like melted. And so the van, when I took a turn, just drove straight across the dash, right over Bobble Jesus, and over to the other side, over to the other side of the
That's
car.
a terrible sign.
And he just kind of like fell over, but he recovered quickly. Anyway, the first time he got drunk, Dennis, this was in a bottle, if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa.
Was there a nipple involved?
No, I really don't
Not that
think
kind
so,
of nipple.
Wayne.
I've got people in the audience like giving me this like, oh my God, what the? No, I mean like a baby nipple, like a bottle.
Man, I'm 50. I've done a lot of stuff in my youth. Let's say the first time I got drunk, I think I was 10.
10 years old.
Wow.
Well,
10 years old.
I
Okay.
mean, I might be off a couple of years, but somewhere around then.
That's fair. What about you, Sammy? When's the first time? I know it was before 18.
No, it's probably 17.
You drank with us before 18, right?
No, I wasn't even allowed to. Technically, I wasn't even allowed to hang out with you.
Yeah, you did technically, but you still did.
I'm gonna say probably 17.
Okay, that's fair. My first beer.
When I was like away visiting.
I remember, and I
their
say
town.
this so facetiously, my first beer, and I remember this. So Chris, our business partner here at Terminal, it was me, Chris, and Scott Russell. Hats off to Tennis Scott. Hello, sir. We all three split a Smirnoff Ice triple black,
Oh my god.
and we were about. I think we were 15 or 16, and it was just like, oh my god, somebody's gonna find out.
So it made it so exciting.
We just drank Sprite. Like, looking back now, it was like, but you were such a badass because the parents were
yeah.
out of the house and you had to, show
Did you
your
sh-
dominance.
Did you chew pine needles before you went home?
Who the fuck does that? What?
What
Well,
do you
that's
mean?
an
Chew
old-
pine
Oh,
needles?
because like
You always
did
do
gum
that to
like not
cover
really
up the
exist back
smell.
then?
Oh, no, Dennis. We just took a hefty shot of Pine Sol and moved forward. It was not a big deal. It really wasn't.
Hey, it's pine.
They are not welcome in several local Waffle House bathrooms. As for why, we don't speak of it. This is Rejected Radio.
Sorry, that's so funny.
Is pine sol good?
Pine Sol?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it does the job.
I
just
mean, I've
saying.
never drunk it, but gasoline, diesel fuel.
You've drank Listerine, so I'm pretty sure Pine Sol's right up your alley, sir.
Well, yeah, and quite a few other things.
Moving forward, sure, this guy is a dumbass, but if his plan had worked, we would all we would consider him a genius. In all honesty, the Irish Medical Journal just published a case about a 33-year-old guy in Dublin, Ireland, who went to the hospital with severe back pain. Kind of like rings a bell for tonight, right, Dennis? Because you were talking about your back hurting really bad.
Yeah.
And as the doctors were examining him, they noticed a red rash swelling on his forearm. He told them it's because he'd been trying to cure his back pain by injecting his own man seed into his arm.
Oh, that sounds so unsanitary.
What? What do you mean unsanitary?
I've done some crazy
You swallow
stuff.
it? What do you
No.
mean it's unsanitary?
Okay, don't target me and say you.
You swallow it? What do you mean it's unsanitary?
You could say y'all, like
Y'all
women
swallow
in
it. I'm
general,
sorry.
but you.
I mean, you're the only one here outside of Ethan who is suspect at this point.
Excuse
but
me. There's women in our studio audience.
show of hands. Who swallows it?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, 4 out of 5.
So 5 out of
So
6.
5 out of 6.
You're saying you don't.
I'm saying I don't.
I'm saying there's a reason your husband left the room. That's he told them it's because, of course, he'd been trying to cure his back pain. It's not clear why he thought that was a cure for his back pain or why he injected it into his arm instead of his back, jackass. Although it is medically proven that semen has the same healing properties as aspirin. Look it up.
Really?
It's science. Yeah.
I'm Googling that later.
Every time my wife had a headache, I begged for a blowjob, which is probably why I've been divorced almost 2 years. 3 years.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You should probably
I
just take the
Time flies
ibuprofen.
when you're
It's the
having
same
fun,
thing.
honey, right? Anyway, he admitted to the doctors that he came up with the cure himself, and he'd been doing it once a month for 18 months. At some point, you got to realize I'm
Jeez.
probably doing this the wrong way,
Or it's just not working.
or not working at all. That's fine.
Goodness, that's a long time to do that.
His injections had just collected his arm into one big mass. It was like a tumor. Right there on his arm, filled with semen. Anyway, his sperm had taken into his soft tissue, and it set up cellulitis. Cellulitis. How do you say that?
What?
Cellulitis.
Cellulitis.
Yeah, cellulitis. Whatever. Fuck. Whatever. Anyway, his sperm had leaked into his soft tissue and caused problems.
Damn.
Oh, so
we
then
don't know
he had
how it turned
cellulite
out.
after that?
We don't know how it turned out, but the doctors say he checked himself out of the hospital before they could help him, probably because
Jeez.
of the
Well, I
embarrassment.
would be too embarrassed to stay there.
Dennis, let's be honest. How old are you? It would be like injecting baby powder into your arm at this point.
Oh, that's
that
awful.
good?
That's so mean.
That is not mean. That's honest.
That's mean.
Oh, he's always mean to me.
Dennis's girlfriend happens to be in the room. She's off camera, but she's told me before the show that when he gets there, it goes. That's exactly what it's.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that on air.
What? I'm just.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying. Like I have on good authority.
Hey, I'm only almost 40. You know, we have a
Almost
hot-
Oh wait,
40
only
miles
almost
here.
40?
In what fucking dog years? What are you talking about? Almost 40.
Well, technically, if it was dog years, it'd be way more than that.
I know.
Well, I tried to lie. Come on.
Jesus.
That was a
Give
good
me a
try.
break.
It was a
Almost-
good try.
Almost
Give me a
40.
break, Sting.
Almost 40. You're almost getting cheaper coffee at McDonald's. Let's fucking be honest here.
Yeah, you
Good
know how
God.
embarrassing it is when I drive up to a restaurant and they say, "Oh, I'll give you the senior discount." You know, wow.
Hey,
Thanks.
it's a discount's a discount.
Providing you a well-deserved break from your constant feverish masturbation. This is Rejected Radio.
That's what we're here for. About 8 minutes away from the drink of the day. We're going to get to that here in just a bit. And look, I love this. This story contains two things that I absolutely love when it comes to stupid sons of bitches. Number
And
one.
I think you're talking about me now.
No, I'm not. Number one, Florida. Number two, Walmart. I love both of those. And when you can put them together, Jesus Christ, it's going to make for something good. And it doesn't sound like the joyride this guy was hoping for. A 59-year-old dude named John went to a Walmart in St. Petersburg, Florida on Saturday and drunkenly drove off in one of their motorized shopping carts, which I love.
Wait, drunkenly drove off? So he was going like 3 miles an hour, maybe?
Yeah, but he was hammered and he was in a motorized vehicle, which asked George Jones is reason for a DUI, my friends. And George Jones got arrested on a John Deere.
Oh, wow.
It's all right, though. I mean, it's fine. He lived 20 miles away in Palmetto, Florida, and apparently he was heading home, but about 1 mile into the drive, he got stuck when the cart's battery ran out.
Oh, my gosh. That is
You
amazing.
can't make this shit up!
You can't.
This
You're
is
right.
real life. This is fantastic. The cops caught him at a convenience store trying to recharge it at a power outlet. Completely inconspicuous. They
I love
arrested him for
people.
felony grand theft. Is that really felony grand theft, though, when he's still a
Probably
motorized
because it's
scooter
worth
from
a
Walmart?
certain amount of money.
There's no way.
That's probably why.
Well, there's got to be depreciation. I mean, if you're a business owner, you depreciate things after a few years. I mean, those Walmart carts have been there. Shit, they break. When I was there, they broke down on half the handicap people like five feet into the store. They're just like, God damn it, my cart's broke.
Well, that's because nobody ever charges it. They just, they ride it and then they drop it off and
Well,
then
that's
somebody
a
else
fucking
gets
greeter's
on.
job, but
Yeah.
I'm just
well.
saying. What about you, Dennis? You've been a Walmart greeter in your time.
Oh. No, I can't say that, but I do have a wife that needs them carts, and I do understand they don't get charged.
They don't get charged.
They
Those
do
things-
not.
By the way, those are fun, and I've learned this. I learned this the hard. Those are fun when like a huge storm is coming in. You got to clear the parking lot out, and they've left the carts in the parking lot. Driving those in 60-mile-an-hour windstorms, that's like a demolition derby. It's the
Oh,
shit.
yes.
Oh my god.
Even though you're doing 3 miles an hour, it's fun.
I don't want to go like down a rabbit hole here, but I literally there was a point in time we had this massive storm blow and hail was coming down, the rain was blowing sideways, and I literally watched a buggy and I tried to chase after it and like grab it, but it slammed right into the back of a Mercedes and I laughed my balls off the entire time.
Oh, man.
Poor
That buggy went from
Mercedes.
0 to 60 like that, and there's no fucking stopping it, especially when you're 5'9" white guy like me.
No arm strength.
No, what?
Yeah, I know. I totally
5'9".
understand.
Wow, what?
5'9" and what, 390 pounds?
Easy, killer. Jesus Christ. Fuck. All right,
He's
so
trying to get you back.
he is. It's not working very well. He's trying. So what do we have coming
Is
up?
it above?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Rejected drink of the day is on the way. We're going to be taking care of the dick of the day. Of course, that's coming up. That's one of our favorite times.
It is. It is.
I did not get any Sammy's hate mail this week.
no hate mail?
No hate mail.
That's
No
awesome.
Sammy
Thank
hate
you.
mail?
Thank you for not hating
Really?
me this week.
2 weeks in and no hate mail. My God,
Yay!
Sammy.
No hate mail for me this week.
I'm sure that's subject to change.
I cannot believe all these guys that watch, their girlfriends didn't send you some hate mail.
Well, maybe it's because I'm just more likable this way around.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, no.
Go back to Sammy real quick. I wish we had a telestrator right here. We could circle the reason you get hate mail right there.
Yeah.
A little to
Yeah.
the left
So
and right
let's-
of the microphone.
Let's do this then.
Oh, he's going to zoom in.
Come on, smile.
That is, put your hands down. Come on, put your hands down.
Put your hands down.
Stop it.
That is where Sammy's hate mail comes from. Right
Yes,
there.
it is.
Every bit of it. or them, or both, or what? Anyway, let's move forward. Anyway, what? No, not those. What are you doing? You're ruining the surprise. Just give me a natty. That's all I need. We're gonna get to rejected drink in a minute.
Oh,
Well,
I thought we were good.
I thought it was time. I thought it was time. She thought it was time.
Anyway, all right. So you're telling me that it's not super sexy. Where did Rebecca go? She's there. I need to see you for this one because she's like my sexpert. Matter of fact, come up here. Come up here real quick.
Mercy's sake,
Come on.
she's so good.
I love this woman. And by the way, we are going to be doing that. She's got a podcast coming up really soon. This is probably the perfect time to introduce it. We won't tell the name or anything.
Yeah.
But just here she. Oh, you don't even have to squat down. God, you're short. This is phenomenal.
Very healed.
So Rebecca is going to be a part of a podcast that we have coming very soon. It's going to be a sister podcast to Rejected. We're excited about it, getting that taken care of. But you're like the sexpert of the group. You're the one that we can talk to about, relationship advice, things like that. And apparently it's not super sexy when I lean in really close and whisper in my most sensual, seductive voice, "Come on, baby, let's fornicate." Is that doesn't do it for you? No, yeah, apparently you're not the only one. A new survey found the words for sex that people rated as the biggest turnoffs, and fornicate came in number 1. And who's ever said that? Who's ever said, let's go fornicate? Hopefully, no. If you are watching this show,
It's probably like the sex before marriage people.
and you've ever
That use that
whispered
word,
in
you
the
know?
ear of
Wait.
somebody that you care about, "I want to fornicate." Fuck you. You ruin it for the rest of us.
I know one
absolute
group.
truth.
Stop talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop talking.
I know one group that might. Am I allowed to say?
Absolutely. Yes.
I imagine the Amish saying it.
Who?
The Amish.
The Amish saying fornicate? Just because they don't have
Yes.
power doesn't mean they don't have a
Well, I'm sure they do. They reproduce. There's a lot of kids.
copulate. That actually made the list. We'll get to that. It's so funny you said that. All right, so let's move forward. 29% of people surveyed said that they hate the word fornicate, which makes total sense because that's fucking creepy. If you
Yes,
say
it
that,
is.
there's a good chance that somebody's body's going to be in a dumpster once the fornication's over. Just saying. Some of the other words that turn people off are smash. What about you, Sammy? This is probably
What?
directed more to you. Let's smash. Does that rev the engine?
No, it is not.
I
It is
didn't
not. That's like a early 20s freshman in college term.
I
I
didn't
feel
even
like.
know
Okay,
that
okay.
meant
You know?
sex.
Of course you
I
did.
mean-
And
You still
I'm
think-
old.
It does.
Okay, so smash, hump. Who uses that? To me, hump, I immediately think of a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a dog
ditto.
humping your leg,
I
right?
feel the same.
That went out about the 80s.
Pound?
No.
Now wait, it depends on the context of that. By the way.
Yeah, I'm going to pound that.
Because that or I'm gonna
Well,
take or I'm hey girl. Come here real close. Come here, baby. Shh. It's just you and me.
I can't keep a straight face.
Do it, sing.
We've got a one-way ticket to Pound Town. Right? Something like that. That probably-
is horrible.
If it's sarcasm, it probably works. Why did you zoom in on me? I can get to the camera just fine. I don't need more. Jesus Christ, my pores and shit. Bang. Bang is another one. And bang is probably one that fits our generation the most.
It does. It
Bang,
does.
Bang actually, it is what it is. It kind of works. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Screw. No?
No.
No.
Now,
I mean,
wait, there's many songs about that.
Yeah, there's
Let's get
a
drunk and
Buffett. Why don't we
screwed.
get drunk and screw? It's a Buffett song.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
And that's a great song to set the mood.
I mean,
by the way.
listening to that song doesn't make me just want to,
If you're
jump
looking
into bed.
if you're looking to not have your junk touched in 3 to 6 months, play that song for your significant other. And the last one. No, I'm sorry. There's one. Hit a home run.
Okay, no.
Now wait, I use baseball
see
terminology.
Rebecca Booze it.
And here's the beautiful. This is what I love. So I have no shade when it comes to this podcast. I'm going to be completely honest. What? With everybody. So there was a point in time where we were testing out antidepressants. And by the way, look, I feel like I need to be an advocate here. If you're on an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety medicine, be proud of it. Don't be upset about it. It's not a stigma. Do what you got to do to make yourself healthy and move forward. All right. And that being said, I'm on one and I'm not ashamed of it. But when we were getting there,
Sting.
yeah, no problem. I mean, you feel like you got to say there's a stigma attached to that shit. But when I was testing them out to figure out which one worked for me best, they prescribed me Paxil, which I loved. It made me the happiest son of a bitch in the fucking room. Like I would have done cartwheels if I
I'd
was
love to see you
physically
do a
able.
cartwheel.
I would love to.
However-
Sammy, I'm with you.
All I heard was cartwheel in the whole sentence.
There was one problem with Paxil. It made my wife cry.
Oh.
It made my wife at the time cry because I could get to third base all day. But sliding into home was a royal bitch. And the first time we realized this problem happened, she's going, it's me. God, it's me. I'm like, no, I just can't get anything to happen. I'm trying so hard.
I was waiting for the build up to the side effect.
Yeah. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. So when they say it could cause sexual problems, it can. There's no could to it. It does. It's fucked up. And that's the only way I've ever used baseball terminology when it comes to sex. Hitting a home
I
run.
haven't
Who
heard
fucking
any
does that?
baseball terminology since probably like
Did you get the
Middle
first,
school.
Did you get the first base?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the first base with her? Yeah, I touched your titty. Oh my God. You're like right between
that's not-
first and second.
Is that first? No, that's
Yeah,
not
that's
first.
second.
Is it? That's
Is that second base?
Is that second?
That's second. Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
and third is where we achieve penetration.
Yeah.
And then fourth is where we really achieve
Hey,
penetration.
baby.
right?
Yeah.
Do you
There are
like
four
the
bases in your baseball.
shortstop?
Anyway, moving forward. Copulate actually made the list. So it's funny that you say that because it did make the list, rounding out the list of terms that really take your sex drive away. Let's move in to the rejected drink of the day, shall we?
It might
Yes,
be good.
let's
It
do
might
it.
taste like shit. We'll try it before you buy it. It's time for the rejected drink of the day.
And this one was provided by our resident Asian, Sammy.
That's me, not Ethan.
So, are you Chinese or Japanese?
Yeah,
What?
I'm
Don't
curious.
look at me like that.
Neither. Just letting you know.
All right, so this is and Dennis has this correct. Okay, so you brought us Breckenridge Brewery. Hang on, let me finish this first.
Well, now, I
Yes.
do love vanilla, so I'm hoping this is good as
How does
last
it smell?
week.
Smell it. I only smell trailer park beer right now.
It really doesn't smell that good.
It's not going to be something that I don't think that you would actually like it,
It doesn't
Dennis.
smell- it doesn't
but
smell great,
it is
I'll tell you that.
something. I mean, it's a type of beer that I like. I just never tried this brand before, but I figured between last week and this week, we've already experienced like so much closer to fall
Yeah.
than we
It-
had. So I figured we'd do
Is
something a
vanilla
little bit
fall
different.
though? Vanilla's not fall.
It-
Well, I figured not vanilla necessarily, but the
I
fact that
thought
it's
you
a
had
porter,
a vagina.
it's a
Bath
little
and
bit.
Body Works never releases vanilla at fall.
It kind
I
of
don't use
smells
Bath and
like
Body
a
Works,
turnip
first of all.
green sandwich.
Just making room, sorry. So this is Breckenridge Brewery from Colorado. Let's see. This shit will knock your dick in the dirt, I'm sure.
What is it?
5.4% by volume. 5.4%.
It's a little more.
Brewed with vanilla beans and natural flavor.
Now,
Well, I
do
love vanilla
vanilla.
porters. I love vanilla
There
porters.
it is, right there. The vanilla porter
I just
by
never tried this brand.
Breckenridge Brewery.
I just never tried this brand before, so I was kind of excited.
Is there
about
anything
it.
you got one?
I'm not excited about this at all.
I don't think any of us are. All right, here we go. Let's do
Doesn't
the
smell like
ceremonial 1, 2, 3. Bottoms up. Let's try this thing.
Ugh. Good God.
You like it? I
Ooh,
like it. I think it's
pretty
good.
damn good.
Dennis,
You okay?
that's not how you taste
Dennis,
it.
you don't just taste it that
Dennis.
way.
You're supposed
God
to taste
damn
it.
You do this
God,
all the
this
time.
again?
This
if
is
it's
why
going,
the show
if it's
goes
going
downhill
straight
so
down
quick.
your throat, how do you decide if it's good or not?
I don't know, Sammy. You tell me. I'm sorry.
I thought we established that I was the 1%. Did we not?
It's not great.
No,
It's
it's not awful.
You don't have to chug the whole thing, Dennis.
Yeah, you're supposed to
You
just take a
taste it.
sip,
It's a
you know,
taste
taste
test.
it a little bit, get all the flavors.
Do you remember who I am?
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
know. The biggest drunk in the room,
So-
right there.
So,
This is you don't like it even?
I hate it.
Do you
That
really?
is- that aftertaste is no good.
I think this is pretty damn good.
I
Well,
think it's really. I
actually-
mean, I like it.
This
naturally
beats
I like.
last week.
I like the
For sure.
Leinenkugel vanilla porter, so I figured I'd try this one.
The vanilla, yeah, it kind of stands out in the afternoon, but it's almost like a coffee. It's almost got a coffee taste to it.
Yeah, the aftertaste
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a
is
coffee.
good.
But I feel like we are
Yeah.
a little bit more open-minded to different types of beer.
We probably are.
By
Dennis,
the way, can I throw this out there
Yeah.
that Money Mike just got on? He's watching us.
Money Mike. Hello,
Yeah.
Money Mike. How
oh,
are you?
Michael, it's me. You made his shirt.
Oh, Money Mike. Money Mike is on. Hello, sir. Are you going to give this one to me? Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
actually-
don't
Oh,
want
that
a
you can
second
drink
one.
it or
And
I can
this
drink
is the
it. It's
difference
fine.
between me and Dennis. Like, he gives me this, and I will pass the natty over to him. I'll enjoy this.
Things to man.
So let's talk. Okay, Dennis, 8F. 8F. What do you rate it?
You know, I really can't give it a shitty thing. I'm going to say a high C.
Like a C plus.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I didn't like it, but it's not bad. It has
it's
a
not
good
terrible.
flavor. It's just not my type.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
I'm going to give it a high rating.
Robbie, I stay on Miller Lite. It works best for me.
That was like way back
Fair
to
enough,
the
sir.
other stuff that
I'm just reading.
you
I
were
don't
talking
give a
about.
shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know. Whatever. Ethan,
Actually,
intern
the-
Ethan, what do you give it? Because I know you and Ethan are going to have the worst grades for this whole thing. So
I can't agree with Dennis at all. I
A
don't
high
see.
C?
I don't see why.
are you going to flunk this
anybody-
thing?
I'm gonna give it an E.
You're gonna flunk E.
You can't give it an E.
Oh, E is for excellent. Remember?
No.
No.
E
Okay.
sucks.
You can't give it an E. It's an A to F based on like school grades. So you're
D.
flunking. You're giving it a D.
Oh,
give
so
it
it
a D.
doesn't
I can-
completely fail.
I can see it passing
Okay.
for people that hate themselves
What?
more than me, at least, because I can't imagine drinking that at all.
It actually has a great
Here.
aftertaste.
The aftertaste is the
I've
worst.
got another one here. Let's pass this off to the
I
audience.
did
Go ahead,
not
Sammy.
like-
Give it your grade.
Oh, I give it an A. I love it.
I did not like drinking it, but the aftertaste was good.
I love it. But I mean, I do like vanilla porters anyway.
That
Actually,
would be-
I've tried a lot of different porters, and so I like it. I think the flavor is good. I don't think it's too heavy.
Toss me that church key again, Sam.
If I did not
thing up.
want to get drunk and just had a six-pack,
C
I would
minus.
get it.
A C minus?
It's really great.
Really? A C minus?
This is like a by the fire beer. You know what I mean? Like chilling by a,
Yes.
by a bonfire, by a
Take-
fire pit.
Take a few drinks
So wait,
and,
what
and
is-
sing a
No,
song.
I think it's delish.
So what is the overall grade of the audience? A C minus? Is that a C? Wow.
What about what about you? So we've asked everybody but you.
And what did you give it? I'm sorry.
I
was
give it an
passing
A
around.
because I like it. But we already established that
I'm
it
really
is kind of like
close
my
to a
style
B.
of beer that I like. So
Okay, so again, you know how I am. Last week's beer, if you're sitting on a boat, you need something refreshing, great. When I drink beer like this, I try to put it in like a context. If I'm sitting, and by the way, you said this vanilla's not fall, and I gave you shit about that, but after tasting this,
it is kind of a fall beer.
That is a good beer.
if I'm sitting around a fire and just wanting to enjoy a beer, sip. This isn't a chug beer, by the way.
No,
But if I'm
Dennis.
gonna
No.
sip a beer.
No, Dennis, it's not a
Dennis.
chug beer.
Every beer is a chug beer to Dennis, for God's sakes. But hang on.
Still waiting for your grade.
now,
There are spices in the beginning, and then the vanilla hits you in the end.
don't judge it right now. Wait for like a minute or two.
No,
and
I'm
it
ready.
hits you, and it's like really good.
I'm gonna give this an A.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Air
I'm gonna
five.
give this an A.
You know, I'll change my
air five.
opinion.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
I'm going to say a B.
You're gonna say a B. So
I
we've
will
got
say a
we've got
B.
a C minus, a D, a B, and two A's. Do the averages, Sammy. I'm gonna say this is probably.
I'm gonna say it's probably gonna bring it to
It's a B overall? B
B
minus? B minus
Yeah.
overall?
B minus overall for the vanilla porter for the
Not bad.
Breckenridge.
It depends on what
Breckenridge
you
Brewery
like. If
vanilla
you are
porter.
into like a fall seasonal beer, and
Or a
you
hipster.
enjoy, maybe like something to sip on around a fire, and like Dennis's trailer park shit, that's what you get.
Well, can I say
It's
something?
good though. I do like it.
Can I
enjoy
say
it.
something?
Of course.
Well, now, I usually do not like the beer of the day thing. I've always said F on everything.
Yeah. You bitch and
This
moan
is
like a fucking
actually
child.
good. This is actually good. you know, it's something, honest to goodness, sitting around a campfire, playing guitars, just sipping.
Could you imagine sitting there eating a s'more from a campfire, enjoying that beer? That wouldn't be bad.
See,
You
yeah,
know,
actually,
that
those would probably go
wouldn't be
really
bad.
good together. I like that.
S'more with the aftertaste of a,
Oh yeah,
vanilla.
Yeah, give it to me,
That
baby.
would be awesome.
Woo!
This is really a great beer. If y'all like craft
I
beer,
think I did pretty good.
get
Damn
it.
good choice, Sam. Good
Thank you,
choice.
thank you,
Sammy,
thank
everybody.
you, thank you to me.
Very good.
So a B- overall for
B-
the
overall.
Breckenridge Brewery Vanilla Porter.
There you go.
The term red light district actually started in the 1800s because of the red light brothel in Dodge City, Kansas. But whores is whores, so whatever. This is Rejected Radio.
Indeed. All right, so let's move on from one thing that I love, beer, to something else I love, and that is online dating. Because who has the fucking time to go out and meet somebody anymore? Nobody, by the way. That's the answer. Nobody has the fucking time to go
You
out
know
and meet
that
anybody.
online dating
It's like one of those things that you have to make time for.
I don't have
you know?
time for that shit. I don't have time for that shit. But when it comes to online dating, there are some guidelines you probably need to follow. And I know for a fact that the women in our area do not follow these guidelines.
Not at all.
Oh wait, you can't say no,
No.
women
These
in our
are for
area.
men
It's
to
the
you women out
absolute
there.
truth. Absolutely. So we have come up, our team of research and development here at Rejected Radio have come up with the top 10 list of things that ladies you should avoid when it comes to online dating. And I feel like this is a pretty solid list. And we left out the obvious stuff.
Oh yeah.
We left out the obvious.
You left me out, huh?
We went down
Well,
to
you
the-
stick out like a sore thumb, so yeah.
Yeah, you are
Sore. Festering.
if you see yeah. You're like a festering boil. All right, so let's start out. Number one, don't have a picture of your pet as the first picture on your profile.
It can be
Oh,
later,
wow.
just
A
not the
lot of
first.
It could be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree.
Because I don't know if you've ever, you probably never have done online dating, Sam.
No.
You get into that swipe mode. It's
she's
left or right.
married.
You get into swipe mode, and more times than not, it's swiping left. You get into that swipe mode. You're swiping
Wait,
left.
does left mean
swiping
no?
left. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Sting, we both know you've had some of those nights where you just swipe
I've
right.
swiped myself. But you swipe left, right? And you're just sitting there swiping, and then there's a dog, and you could be hot as fuck, but already just, I've swiped left on you.
Well, then you have to
I
swipe
don't need
right
to see your dog
first,
first.
and then you get to see the rest of the pictures, right?
No, fuck that shit.
Now wait.
Isn't that how it works?
Because then that tells you can't take a swipe right back.
It's true. You can't.
You
can't take it back.
You can't do it.
Can't take that chance either.
So, rule number two. Put us on the try screen here because I want to see everybody's reaction to these. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Ethan. Don't let your first picture look like it was taken from a camera phone circa 2006.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Then you
let's be
kind of want a
honest.
clear camera.
Yeah, like if you can't afford a fucking iPhone,
I think circa 2006, everybody was still using actual digital cameras.
Sting, idea.
yeah,
Terminal 57 will take your Tinder profile pic
we
for
will
you.
take your
Oh, look
free
at that.
of charge.
Free of charge.
As
We'll
long
just-
as you
we'll
don't
just give it to
fall,
you.
as long as you don't fall into the next state categories.
No, of course not.
We've got standards around here.
Well,
if you don't
some
fall,
of us.
What if they do?
if you don't fall into the next state categories, we'll take your pictures free of charge.
So if you do fall in the next 8 categories,
You're fucked.
Then,
Get the hell out.
Then
Don't
you get
even-
a bill.
You shouldn't try.
We're going to charge you. Number 3, don't have pictures of the kids on your profile. I already pay child support. I don't need to see your children
want
too. Yeah, no, I don't. Nope.
Okay, so now that's
would be a no-no.
What do you
I
mean?
don't Well, we're talking about dating sites, not like one night stand sites.
Yeah, but I don't need to see your kids.
Again,
Yeah, but if you're gonna date
again.
somebody, you gotta know.
Tell me
You
about your
gotta
kids
know.
later. I don't need to see it right now.
Show me on the last picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
be
what if your kids are
interested and
life?
But
No.
Okay, thank you.
look,
No.
can I tell an inside joke? I'm sorry, this is going to go off subject, but Chris, my best friend, our business partner, our CEO here at Terminal,
Hollywood.
just checked in. He said, no clue what's happening because it's loud and I don't care enough. But I'm glad Rejected Radio is back via New York City. So we got New York City checking in. All right.
Hey, Hollywood.
P.S. Is Kitty still in jail? That was literally.
Oh,
And we won't
poor
talk. We won't talk
kitty.
about that now. We won't talk about that now.
Hollywood,
That was
I'm
his
glad
question.
to hear from you.
That was his question. All right, moving on. Number four. Don't post a picture of you kissing another dude.
Yes.
Another chick is fine.
I agree.
Another chick is fine, but if they have a penis, it's suspect.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
now I
absolutely.
feel like
Thank
you're
you,
just
Dennis.
focusing
Yes.
it on men looking at women's
We
profile
are.
pictures.
Of course, yeah.
We are
This is
men
all
looking
coming
for
from a
women.
male perspective. Our research.
We're
Oh,
all
did I
gonna-
miss that part?
It's rejected radio. Our research and development department doesn't care about what women think. It's all about the men.
Why am I
We're
even
gonna
here
judge
then?
ourselves by the guy you're kissing, whether our hair's cut the same, we have a beard or a mustache, or
Well, I agree with that, but I also agree that if you're a guy, you shouldn't
I
have a
mean-
picture of you kissing a girl.
I think you cute's a button, but I don't want to see a picture of you kissing your husband because he might, I don't look like him.
Okay, so let's go into number 5. Ladies, don't only post selfies. A tip for all of you, pro tip. We can tell from your face if you're fat, so don't try to hide it. All right, that's all I'm saying right there.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh, can you
by-
tell?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
How can you
Yes.
tell?
You're not fat. You don't have a triple chin.
My best friend's not fat either, but sometimes if she makes the face, like
If we're talking about the same best
guess-
friend, yeah, she's fat.
Does
she is
Moving
not.
Does she use those filters?
I think we all use filters.
Oh.
Sammy has to. Look at her now and then go follow her Snapchat.
By the way, this
there's
is a non-filter face. Okay, I don't have a filter on here.
filters all over the place. Don't post a pic of another dude with his face blurred like it's some kind of crime show. We'll assume that you've been through some shit. All right, that's all I'm saying. Like, just be real with whoever it is. Anyway, like that just makes sense. Like, you ever seen those pictures posted? No, of course you haven't, Sammy. You
No,
little
I
jackass.
haven't.
But it's like, oh, it's me and my boo, but he's not my boo anymore, and I'm gonna blur his face out. Well, you probably are gonna
Or
go to
put
fucking
emojis over
jail,
his
so I
face.
don't need any part of this.
Or he's probably still the boo and you're cheating.
Dating tip number 7. Here we go. Do not take a picture with your hot friend because I can assure you we're gonna want to fuck her more than we want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That just makes sense.
I can kind of
Because
understand that, but at the same time,
Survival
you
of the
could
fittest.
just be like, "Hey,
It's-
all my friends are hot."
Hey, no.
Sorry, can't do anything about
No. It's a dating app. If you are the hot one, you would not be on a dating app. That makes sense.
Well, we're talking about profile pictures, right? Not just like.
Going
a
through the
dating app.
pictures, not just the
Just
first picture.
going through the
All the
pictures?
pictures on the dating app. If you've got a
So you're
picture
not
with your
gonna put
hot
like
friends,
a really cute picture of you and your best friend.
there's
Just
not a
make sure
picture
you're
of
the
you
hot
and me
one.
on my Tinder. Just saying.
Maybe if you did have a picture of you and me on your Tinder, you might get more hits.
Yeah, love lesbians. They're great. Number 8, moving forward. If you only have one picture, we're not subscribing to your live video account. And yes, we know your Instagram is tied to it. All right, that's where it's going to lead. Yeah, we don't need spam. Ethan, how many times have you fallen for that?
Too many.
Yeah, that's right.
Way too many.
What I figured. By the way, number 9, don't say you go to the gym when it's obvious you frequent the buffet. Well, I don't need to see that. Don't try to put the gym on there like it's some kind of like social status. I go to the gym.
You know what though? I did used to go to the gym and then the buffet after.
Yeah. Makes total
Yeah,
sense,
but
see?
you're scrawny. You need some cheeseburgers, girl.
Oh,
And
I was at
finally-
Asia buffet.
Finally, number
specifically.
10, and I will make this quick because you guys are going to have questions. This comes from permanent experience or personal experience.
Oh, mercy.
If you've ever shot porn, let that be known right up front.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why? Why does it have to be known right up front?
Well,
Well,
Because if we're basing this on pictures, we're just basing this on pictures.
no.
this is just dating tips.
It
in
needs to be,
general.
thank you. I matched with somebody 3 days ago. 3 days ago.
Oh,
And we-
wow.
Really?
What the
Exciting.
fuck? I match with people every day, you fucking assholes.
Oh, my
the hell is
goodness.
this?
He matched with somebody.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
I thought it was like-
believe him.
I
He's-
thought it was, I thought it was like, you know,
Right there.
He's a star of the
uncommon
show.
occurrence.
To be fair, he gets 3 hits a
he's
day
star of the show.
because he
Don't
follows
believe
his own
this.
tips.
Yeah, it's fair. See, that's exactly.
Who'd
Ethan, thank you so
match
much.
with, Ethan?
So I met with a girl smoking hot shit. God, she was
I have
beautiful.
seen.
And
what was
you've
wrong
seen
with
her,
her?
intern Ethan, right? You saw
Yes,
her. I showed you.
yes.
Yeah. And we started having this conversation. Things were great. And I like to let it be known, like it may be a quarter way into the conversation. Look, I'm an asshole. And if you can't tell by this show, this isn't like I'm not acting. This is me. I'm a dick.
No,
I don't know why
And I
you
don't
said
care.
that.
I don't care what anybody thinks. What? Who said what?
LeBron said, "What's his name?"
Ah, that's cute. I'm glad your husband is sitting in the same room and commenting on the feed.
Hey, another
Dickhole.
viewer. Doesn't matter.
But no, so I'm talking to this girl. I'm like, look, I'm extremely offensive, and I'll probably offend you at some point in time. So I just need to make that known up front. She was like, it's cool. I did porn. And I was like, whoa, what? Like what? How do you just whip that out on somebody? You don't just whip it out. That needs to be like your opening line. Hi, my name is Tina, and I did porn. Okay, you're Tina, and that makes sense. You don't just whip that out.
Well, you just told her that you are
I'm
to be like
crude.
straight
I'm offensive.
forward. So she's
Absolutely,
being
yeah,
straightforward with you.
She did porn. That's so much different than me calling her a slut. Like, come on. There's a
Well,
big
I mean, she did porn and you're an asshole. So now you guys know so much about each other.
And my response here, by the way, and I love this because I've never been in this situation before. And guys, if you have, this should be your response the next time it happens. I'll never please you, so it doesn't matter. Like, why are we having this conversation? You've had the best of the worst. I'm done. I'm
What
tapping
kind
out.
of porn?
She didn't go into detail.
Was it?
That's
horsey
because that was the
porn?
end of the conversation.
Horse porn? What the fuck? What do you watch?
Good old
You know
country
what
porn.
I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Go
yeah.
ahead and say it.
No,
and I'll
we won't go there. We won't
elaborate.
go there. We won't go there.
don't
So
have time.
let's do this. We got 7.5 minutes left. We got to get the dick of the day in, which we're going to do. But before we do that, let's go into this. A new survey found that 64% of us have a sex bucket list that we want to get through before we die. Do you have a sex bucket list, Sammy?
I wouldn't call it a bucket list.
I mean, I can imagine your husband doesn't please you. But
Oh, that's a hater.
that's right, buddy. That's right, buddy. Keep commenting, you son of a bitch.
Oh, he's typing as we speak now. I mean, I wouldn't call it a bucket list because I feel like, hopefully we'll, get to the end of the list before we die.
Okay.
But wait, what was that face? I'm just saying I wouldn't call it a bucket list.
That's before we die.
Well, yeah, because I'm living till I'm 120. So
Sure you are. You're Asian. It makes sense.
exactly.
26% of those people have already checked off at least one thing off their bucket list this year. So, have you checked something off of your sex bucket list this year?
Not this year, no.
No. Yeah, it seems like somebody needs to shape up or ship out, motherfucker. Here are the 10 most common things that men and women have on their sex bucket list. For men, the top 10 are fucking in the car. Been there, done that. Check that one off my list. You've done that too, Dennis, haven't you?
Yeah,
Sting, was that
1986.
kid one or
That's
two?
one. That was one. Oh, well, kid one,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, kid one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting it on in the water.
Kid
Still
three.
kid one. Still kid one.
1987.
Still kid one?
Still kid one.
Okay.
Backdoor sex. Kid two.
Wait, how
Wait,
did
how did you
that
guys get out of
work?
that? Hold on.
How did kid two come out of backdoor sex?
Oh, it didn't. I'm just saying that was the.
Yeah, the time.
The person. The person.
Oh, person.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
okay,
I
okay.
was. Never mind.
Oh no, kid one wasn't conceived in a car. No, what the fuck? It was the mother that. Never mind.
Never mind.
Having a one night stand. No kids attached. But I've been there, done that. Using a sex toy.
James?
What?
Studio audience?
Haven't done that. Okay, having a threesome. Haven't done that either.
Oh, done that.
Oh, hey, there you go.
I mean, really, many times. Many
I
times.
don't want to think about it.
3,
That's
4,
awful.
5, 6. I do group stuff.
Well, that's awesome, Dennis. I'm happy for you.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking.
Don't worry, you're safe. I will never mess with you, Sammy.
Oh, thank you.
Having phone sex, and I feel this phone sex. I feel like that circles back around to the shit that you did when
Never
you were a
done
teenager,
that.
Oh yeah.
right? That's back when you were
Yeah,
a teenager.
probably.
You talk dirty
Those
on the
like
phone, right?
long distance relationships.
And you
or
secretly
whatever.
three-wayed your buddy in so they didn't know. Incorporating food.
Yeah. That's easy.
Yeah,
Been there,
you
done
know.
that.
Yeah.
It depends on what you define as food. But yeah. Like, no,
Edible
don't get fucking weird. It's not like I'm shoving mashed potatoes on her fucking nipples or anything.
No, I've done chocolate
Hold on.
syrup.
You might be on
Chocolate syrup is for no.
It's like round 2 at Thanksgiving.
I've never done mashed potatoes or
As long as there's
gravy
no
or
cranberry.
nothing.
Making a sex tape for guys comes in at number 9.
Been there.
Never made a sex tape. Took pictures. Never made a sex tape. Because if I did, it would end up online.
How do you know it would end
And
up?
have-
See,
Because
that's
I
why
put
you-
it there. I put
Oh,
it there.
because you would put it there. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
okay, okay. Got
You
that.
know,
Got that.
maybe these viewers don't know, but your nickname is Mule. And it's well earned.
And last but not least, role playing, which I know Dennis is a fan of.
Role playing.
Like chugging a beer and throwing his hand in the air. All right, so the top 10, the top 10 for women, and Sammy, this is why we have you on the show, because I need to know if
okay,
you've been there,
thanks.
done this. Incorporating a toy, yes or no? Don't be bashful.
Okay, yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Doing it in the water.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Getting it on in a car.
Yes.
Role playing.
No.
No, you've never done.
Really?
No.
Chalk this up,
It's
you
just-
son of a bitch. I'm looking at you.
It's just-
Chalk it up. Role playing.
It's like- it's one of those things that, like-
It doesn't matter.
It's one of those things
Student,
I get
teacher,
really
I don't care.
awkward. I get really awkward. Like I can't like not laugh.
You can't.
So I can't like
I
I
can
can't like
see
stay
it.
serious.
I
You
can
know.
see him sitting there trying to be the dean of the school, and it's like your grades are low, and you're just like,
And I'm like, no, they're not.
they're so good. Do you want to see my grades? Doing some light bondage. Light bondage, which I mean, can we define light bondage? Like Rebecca's in the light bondage.
I'm gonna
maybe
say
like
yeah.
blindfold or maybe like a necktie tied up
Okay,
your wrist, something like that.
yeah,
okay, so light bond-
yeah.
So
Okay,
you've done
okay,
that, okay?
okay, yeah.
Using a blindfold, which
Same thing.
okay, fine. So you've done that. Handcuffs.
No.
No. Handcuffs.
No, because then it would be like one of
Have
those
him a
things that we had
shopping
to like
list.
go in our kids' toy box for it. You know?
Flavored lube.
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. You still didn't swallow?
No.
It tasted like cranberries.
No, it tastes like strawberries.
Oh, either way.
Okay, strawberries.
I knew there was a berry attached. No pun intended. Ayo. Having phone sex. You've done that. You've had
Yes.
phone sex. Of course you have, you little whore. He's like, not with me. It's okay. Don't worry about it, bud. And doing a sexy photo shoot. Have you ever done like a boudoir or anything?
I mean, I've done sexy photo shoots.
Oh, we know. Back of motorcycles, shit like that. Yeah. Well,
Wait.
I mean, we kind of
We
just
know-
recently
I
did
don't know.
one.
Yeah, I know. You send me the picture. You're like, how's my hair? I'm like, oh, you're supposed to look at your fucking hair? What the fuck?
Yes,
And
because
by the way, her husband's in the room. I only looked at her hair. And it
I'm
was
sure you did.
phenomenal hair. The
Yeah.
balance and the volume was right on point.
Yes, that describes her hair so good.
and now he
Balance
shows
and
my
volume,
hair and
yes.
it's flat as hell. It's just
All right, so let's move on. It is 9:59. We're gonna run over time, but we're gonna get it done quick.
I think
it's
it's
time
okay if we
for
run
your
over time.
dick of the day.
Saluting assholes all over America. Rejected Radio's Dick of the Day.
And our dick of the day comes from a woman this week, by the way. A woman this week, yeah. A woman this week. Pretended she was pregnant for 9 months and staged her own abduction on the day she was supposed to give birth before claiming a gang had cut her baby from the womb. Welcome to the dick of the day.
Woo!
This evening. This is fantastic. Columbia checking in. Her name was Padilla. That was her last name, whatever. I'm not even trying her first name. She used a cushion to fool her husband into believing she was pregnant in a bid to convince him not to leave her. So he was on the outs. Mm-hmm. She shoved a cushion in her shirt, and he bought it. As the months went on, she increased the size of her belly by filling the cushion with rags and printed off an ultrasound scan from the internet to show her family and her friends that she was pregnant. Incredibly, her husband never suspected anything was wrong. And as the day the birth neared, he became increasingly excited because he was going to be a father for the first time. Mm-hmm. What a bitch.
I know.
But the scam spectacularly unraveled the day she went to give birth by C-section in the local hospital. This is fantastic. I can't make this shit up. I've got to read it because I can't even.
No, go ahead and read it.
She left home at 10 a.m., headed to the clinic, but later she said she'd been kidnapped by a gang in a red van who had bundled her inside and later drugged her. She claimed that she woke up at 7 o'clock that evening outside a supermarket in another part of town and realized the baby was no longer in the womb. She called home and told her husband and other family members that an organ trafficking gang had cut the baby from her belly in order to sell the baby's body parts. I guess if you need an out, this is an out. She did her homework, at least. So there you go. Worried about her health, her family took her to the hospital against her will, where shocked medics called police. They launched a massive operation to track down the alleged kidnappers, but officers quickly began to doubt the woman's story, especially after the evaluation of the hospital found that she suffered no knife injuries consistent with a backstreet cesarean section. That's literally in quotes. A backstreet cesarean section.
I saw that.
Fantastic. A further blood test found that she'd never been pregnant and found no traces of any sedatives in her body. She reportedly fled the hospital 2 hours after the blood test confirmed she had not been pregnant, and her whereabouts are still unknown.
Literally.
Hats off to Mrs. Padilla, and she, my friends, is our dick of the day.
Woo!
Yeah, right there.
Maybe the only award she ever wins.
Dick of the day. There it is, right there. Hats off. Lady, thank you so much. What a bitch.
You know what's blowing my mind about this entire story is the fact that her family, friends, and her husband fell for the entire thing. Like, that's
I need the dick
insane.
back. Got it.
And she was faking it with a pillow.
Look.
And she was faking it with a pillow.
She deserves every bit of this.
I mean,
And clearly her husband wasn't giving it to her.
And
'Cause
after,
things probably would have been a little bit better.
after
maybe
being
what-
drugged that whole time and still knowing what gang it was and why they took her baby.
She wouldn't have had to make it up. I'm just saying. Anyway, there's your dick of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It landed in my chair.
let's not be sexist. Think about it.
What?
The guy may have wanted a child. He may have been.
No, that was
really
the whole
happy.
point of the story. Did you miss the part where I said he was excited?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's who I'm thinking about.
Nonetheless, thank you, Dennis, for being so compassionate. It is
Yeah,
10:02.
Okay,
It
you're
is-
welcome.
It is time for us to get out of here for Sammy. There she is, right there, our resident spouse ruining person. And Dennis, our resident drunk redneck. There he is. Hey-oh.
Y'all have a great night. Join us again next Wednesday.
Yes, we'll be here. And by the way,
Same time.
and I do want to say this. And put us on the try-screen real quick. Try-screen, because I don't think they know about this, and we're going to make the announcement right now. Starting next Wednesday, we've got a lot of questions over the past week about Rejected Radio merchandise. Where can I get a T-shirt, a hat, a koozie, whatever, Rejected Radio. Next Wednesday,
Really?
we will have the website for you where you can get your own Rejected Radio merchandise. So stay tuned for that. And, of course, a whole lot of bullshit. Dick of the day coming back. Rejected drink of the day coming back. And, of course, our resident hooker and our resident drunk will be here for the rest. You put them on backwards. Nonetheless.
He's the hooker and I'm the drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's...
Close enough.
Actually, it kind of goes back and forth, depending on the day.
I mean,
Anyway,
whatever.
So long. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time on Rejected Radio. Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Have a
Don't
great
forget
night.
You can find the latest shows online and on demand wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And you can find Rejected Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You've been listening to Rejected Radio. Copyright 2019. Terminal 57 Incorporated. All rights reserved.